Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Hope everything is working for you with the weather and all that. We are very cold today, and a lot of people went for shopping yesterday. So we also tried to do some shopping, and it was very, very heavy traffic of rush and all that. But we survived it, and it's all good. Um, Yeah, I'm getting ready for that workshop I have at 10 a.m. today in about another hour or so. So this is about really taking people on a journey to holistic wellness where you are not just absence of disease, but kind of really enthusiastic, energetic, and yeah, eager to enjoy your life or work and experience whatever you want with the family and friends and be well for long, but also joyful and uh, take our body, our mind, our heart, our spirit in a state where it's possible in this day and age. That's the essence of it. Many people are unnecessarily suffering either occurring of illness sometimes and also neglecting it till it becomes a real problem or just not having the uh, not having the um, timeliness to attend to things. You see, I talk about proactive wellness. Proactively, you could be well by taking advantage of the scientific breakthroughs and also borrowing from the ancient wisdom. That's what I do, and I kind of preach to my patients and the family and friends, and that's what I'm talking about here. So this workshop is going to be on the Zoom. So if you need connection and all that, DM me and I'll send you this one. And then it does happen from 10 to 12, the more like conversation and asking questions and all that, and then taking some requests from the participants what they would like to see practically. Then in the afternoon, that's all about that. Either I give you practical solutions by answers to your questions, or show you some exercises, or show you some wellness measures that you could do with the nutrition, with your exercise, with your many are doing it, but what is special about this is a combination of modern medicine and ancient wisdom. And we go pretty deep sometimes, but it all depends upon what they ask. Like last time, somebody asked about how can you be more mobile in this sedentary living, right? Yeah, especially with the home offices and people are working from on the Zoom quite a bit and all that. So I shared them what I do. Somebody asked about energy. That's a big topic. We talked about how to not to deplete energy. And then somebody asked me spiritual quest itself. So I went there to the generalities of it, not prescribing any particular spiritual practice or religious practice, up to them. But we kind of talked about some of the things that we could do. And then somebody asked about how to improve the tone of the muscles in a diabetic who has insulin resistance. So variety of topics. In the afternoon, I would take like that 4 or 5 questions, depending on the nature and inviting people to participate and all that. Right. I like the Zoom sessions because I could see people. I know what is happening with them, especially yoga practice, asana practice, and then suppose somebody comes with the back pain, I would like to see that they're not getting hurt, but also doing the technique properly, the yoga technique, and then assuming that they have to go very slowly sometimes, but then they'll have to do it correctly, okay, as much as possible. Okay. So that's what I'm always doing in my wellness club, where the students come and they learn yoga, and then I have to really see them to adjust them, and that works very well for them. So if you guys have anything you want to talk to me about, I have some time. I'm already ready for that workshop, and everything is going to go. So I thought I will come and talk to the friends and see what's going on here. As I very fresh and now. I went to my friend Martin and talked to him just a few minutes, and now I came here just in case people have anything they want to ask me or talk to me or tell me. Anything is a game. Okay. Uh, my favorite topic is these days proactive wellness. How can we be proactive about wellness? We get our cars checked, get the oil changed, but then lots of times we don't get our own body and mind, subject to a checkup, either by you or by your doctor or by your, whoever you go to help with. These days there are a lot of health coaches, a lot of lifestyle coaches, a lot of people are there. Whoever you go to, the main thing is, are you aware of your status on the wellness, your body, your mind, your emotional body, and also your spirit. Okay, many people do really eat maybe at a restaurant or somewhere where they think that they are eating very healthy, and that is suspect, right? And many people are working on the computers, working on the desks, and they're sitting down for a long time. Really, that's very detrimental for us, and people are not aware of it. And when they're aware of it, they're already in trouble. Proactive wellness is about really being ahead of the problems, not let them come and overwhelm us, but rather put some thought and uh, awareness of it. Okay, awareness of what are the new things are happening in medicine. How can we discover some real gritty problems in the beginning, and then nip it in the bud. Okay, so you got to be not only aware of your own health and your own numbers and all that, but also aware of what's going on in the community. Is there any um, health scare happening, or is there any health improvement? Something very wonderful is happening, and we are not taking advantage of that. For example, AI has got these sites that you can go and ask questions and find out some information about it, and armed with that information, go to your provider, whoever it is, and then discuss intelligently what's going on with the problem and find the solutions and then implement them. I think that will be very smart in the long run, right? Everybody knows it. Everybody wants to do it, but then the work conditions sometimes the insurance, and so many things come in way, and also nobody wants to hear anything bad news about their body and mind. If they go to the doctor, that will happen. So they don't put it away. Let's do it some of the time, or they want to go as a holiday and then come back and do it. So that's all okay if you don't have any symptoms, if you don't have any tendency to be health-wise trouble, right? So that's okay. But then if body is telling you something like the knee pain is getting worse, but you still push it on, that maybe these days don't need it. You can get things done much more non-invasively if you need some kind of surgery on the knee, rather than later you have to do the whole knee operation replacement. It's as simple as that. Okay, um, just being smart, being proactive about your wellness. So as I spend a few more times with you guys, if you have anything, hi Peter, anything that you want to talk about me, you can come up and ask me. I'll be happy to engage with you. Otherwise, I'm kind of made my mission to promote proactive wellness, and that is going to be featured prominently in the workshop. What are the components of that? How do you assess your own wellness? And I was talking about the other day IQ, EQ, SQ, and BQ. I didn't talk about the BQ. That is the what I want you to understand what I'm saying. Body intelligence, listening to your body, because you go and put the body in certain stress or workout or whatever, it will tell you uh, where it is hurting, where it is straining, where it is too much for it, and all that. So suppose you are carrying in an arm like a 50 pounder, uh, that's too much for you, then it will tell you, right, like that. But it could be subtle, right? You could be, for example, you go very active, energetic in the morning, and any work you do, and then you sit down and then don't get up from there for about 2.5 hours because you're doing some computer work. That's a no-no. Okay, get out of the chair at least every 30 minutes just to get up and sit down. That's good enough. Or just to get up and walk a couple of that way, this way in the room and come sit down. That is the way to be. Don't allow the what we call tamas energy, lazy energy, retiring energy, pulling all your blood energy. That kind of thing is not good. In the long run, that will lead to chronic disease or aggravating of the chronic disease. So understand that. Okay. So be in touch with your body sensations. I try to do that in my morning routine that I do on the big days at 8 Central on on platforms. So you can come and participate, where I designed a program that would help you to develop inner resilience in the long run if you do this every day. And that inner resilience helps you to deal with the stressful conditions that we have in the modern working conditions. Anywhere, not only here, all over the world, it has become like that. They go not getting their body ready sometime, and they go with a wayward mind, not really focused mind, and they go reacting to everything and stress themselves with all the things, or they don't have the spirit of giving service and including everybody and all that. Okay, these are some of the reasons why people are getting really stressed out. Okay, they don't take care of their body first of all. So the four pillars of wellness: food, exercise, sleep, and manage your mind. Okay, those are not being done because you are pushed by your work or you pushed by your targets, whatever. Right? Doing. Now stop and then to take care of the being also. That's one something about the body. And then people have too much information, too many stimuli, so that causes mind going all over, wavering mind. You have to have a mind that is quiet and calm and focused, to work really well. um, the question was, oh, there are so many things that make my mind go all over, versus if the mind is stable, no matter how many things are coming at you, you will not be going all over in your mind. Think about that. So getting the mind ready like that. And then one of the important things that's missing with many people is they don't have the spirit of giving service. You know, but if they have, they're enjoying that. I think they are very lucky ones. So find the places where you can make it a more like a service given without really anything expectation, but with a spirit of goodness, compassion, kindness, whatever. Right, the simple act of random act of kindness will be very good for you and for the other people too. So this is the proactive wellness, where I kind of, be proactive about being aware of what's going on in my health perspective, wellness perspective. How can I either fix it or slow it down or, overcome it, whatever. So accordingly, there are so many solutions around, but my style is Don't discard the modern science, which has excellent diagnostic places. Maybe some therapeutic we have to question, but then in general, if you take the vaccines and if you do the proper things we tell you about, I think you will be relatively healthy. But then if you don't do that, that's a problem, right? So, proactive wellness is about knowing what is our status in each spectrum of wellness and then finding what is happening, what is available there, how can we fix it economically and easily and quickly, right? Technology is helping us a lot to not only diagnose better, diagnose more accurately. So, take advantage of all that. And then some simple lifestyles that may be from the yesteryear of our ancients really works well. So if you understand that and slow down and to put more time into that, I think you are the beneficiary. Okay, then you will be well for a long time, and you will be joyful too. Not just being well, but you will be joyful too. That can happen. Okay, so I will stay a few more minutes if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll go and get involved with my workshop arrangements. There's nothing really. If I start the Zoom and whoever signed up will join, and then I'll have 4 hours of real bliss because I like to uh, be with the people whom I can maybe help or solve problem or make them see them something clear like that, if people when come to me, they usually want to problems solved, right? So helping them to solve their own problems or get to the diagnostic facilities, whatever, and all that I do. Actually, when I was actively working, I used to work several hours, very much in the hospital and also practice too. That didn't tire me out because anything paper related, patient related problem, it could be clinical examination or treating them or teaching the medical students or participating in the medical committees so that I can contribute to the running of the hospital. That was something a lot of people tap, because I do have administrative experience quite extensively since I was very, very young. When I was in Chicago in 1983, I think, I was given a big job like a chief resident there, and that is actually equivalent to department chair there because the department chair has a huge private practice outside. So he left everything on me, but he directed me, he coached me, he kind of gave me how things are done. But he let me do it because he didn't have the time. And that was a golden opportunity for me to learn what is a hospital as an institute in America, what is JCH, Joint Commission on Accreditation, and how they are they kind of really determine whether a hospital could be certified or not. And they came and they went over the entire hospital for 15 days, each department. And I had to follow them. And in the process, I ended up learning a lot about hospital administration, running the hospital as a whole, and also understanding the departments. That was a panoramic view, like, okay, I was up there and watching all the hospital operations. That was a great education. And then that came to my aid in so many places. After I got my residencies, my licenses, I established my own practice for a long time, right? And most of it is in my own building. I built up my own practice and all. So I needed administrative skills to manage the people, to manage the clinic, to manage the patients and all. That went very well. So a lot of doctors reach out for the administrative problems and also burnout problems. That is the one area I really put my heart into it, because I think doctors are really going through terrible time, and that's why they are leaving the field. So that reacting to whatever is happening is getting to them. So I train them. I give them deep breathing. I give them kind of way through their mind clarity, and also some practices that can enhance that inner resilience that all of us will need. But I think doctors need it most, because they have to work with other people's lives, right? So we want them to be in shape and do that. Okay, that's what I do. So. So anybody want to come up and say anything? I will be staying for a few minutes if that's the case. Otherwise, I will be closing in the next few minutes. As you all know, the workshop is coming up in an hour now, and I'll be on the Zoom talking with my friends and see what problems we can really not only have education, investigation, and discussion and clarity, and after that, what are the non-invasive practical. That's what I like to do usually. I don't want to put anything like a medication or some proven unless it is needed. Okay. But lots of times we can use them when we critically need them. So the technology is not at fault, but how we use it is a thing. But if you um, like somebody has abdomen pain, people do a CAT scan, and from there they find out, oh, the patient has appendicitis, or patient has cholelithiasis, or patient had some torsion of the gut, something like that. It's very easy these days to do the imaging, right? And then they have not touched the patient, they have not examined the patient, they have not talked to the patient. Those things are very important to use the technology, but when our old-fashioned style was talk to the patient, take history, and do the physical exam, and then appropriate orders and accordingly happen. But touching the patient, examining him is very important in the healing process. Patients feel more comfortable when you spend time with them too. Okay, and then you can do the technological advantage of getting all the details of the diagnosis, and then really helping the patient to get over whatever he has much quicker. Okay, could be cancer, could be chronic disease, could be acute, whatever, right? That's what I like usually. Okay, if I think I will step down now, and then I will go there and see what I can help with people. Okay, if you want to come to this, and just tell me DM or go to the profile, and there's a link there. You can go from there too. Um, I'm just beginning to arrange these things. So it's the second time I'm doing, but I plan to do it for next at least eight Saturdays probably. So it's like a journey. It's like you want to look at a holistic perspective. Means not some voodoo or magic, but more like a what's my body doing, what do my organs are, at what age they are, and how can I use the modern diagnostic technical things to be ahead of the game. A lot of people start to develop coronary artery disease at the age of 20 or some, right? These days have gone down. It used to be 30, now it is 20. What does it mean? That means they have been eating junk food since childhood mostly. Some people have this hyperlipidemias that are hereditary. That's different, very rare, right? But most of the people from childhood they eat a lot of junk food. I had a medical assistant who worked for me, and she's a very tiny thing. But she came, we kind of came to know that she has a very high cholesterol for her size and for her age and all that. So coronary artery disease starts very early. So what we can do is, without cutting the patient, we can do the slices of the coronary arteries from the computer generated, and then we can study and tell you you are already on the way of developing hypercholipidemia, because your intima layer, that's the inner layer of the blood vessel, that is kind of forming these the plaques, and which they may obstruct or they may break. Most of them they break and give some bleeding. That bleeding occurs, and then your heart attack is because you are not getting the blood supply to the obstructed post area, and also you that area is dying. That's the heart attack, right? And lots of times if it is too big a heart attack, then they can lose the muscle of the heart, and then they will become invalid because they're going to heart failure. They cannot really breathe well and all that. Okay, so be proactive and aware of what is going on with you. Don't come to it after too late. You can come to it, but then you'll miss a boat, right? So come early, be early, and then take care of these things as soon as possible. Okay, that's a general responsibility on each person, right? On me, on you, on everybody. So if you leave it to somebody else, I don't think that's something you should leave it to somebody else. They have been doing that for a long time now. People really expect doctors to fix everything, and then when they're sick, they only they will come. But if you take a interest in what's going on in your health, I think you'll be a very happy person. My goal is to help people to be well in all sphere. That's the I say to holistic, and not only to be well, but to live long lifespan. But that's not a lifespan of dull and just existing. It's about being joyful and living and being excellent in our work, being excellent in our relationship, being excellent in your society responsibilities and all. That's I call like a holistic wellness, and that has to be proactive by each individual patient. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you if anybody wants to come in. I'll see you at the Zoom meeting at 10 o'clock. Thank you. Bye bye. Okay.